getting supply capped a little bit. Actually using a lot of those supply drop, just because it's really hard to macro 2 bases with different hotkeys, especially if you're not familiar with the off race. And it looks like he's going to be getting out the power units from the Protoss and backing it up with a huge infantry ball. So nice little play right there. I really like that a lot, just because, you know what, if you got out a mass fireball and mass gateway, so what? The other Zerg and Protoss are going to have that as well. You need to take up to get some sort of advantage, and he's doing just that, getting out the extended thermal lance right now. It's going to be finishing up, and it looks like he's going to be making some sort of Protoss Terran Death Ball. Would really like to see a Mothership come out now, actually, and all the Marauders would be able to do tons of damage to that, as well as the Colossus. But Baka moving out with his mutas right now on the right-hand side, looking to pick off some sort of tech, force Gundui to move out of position, force him to concentrate a little bit more, and strain his brain. Strain it. Really surprised that Baka and Deathfang aren't exploiting these backdoor rocks, actually, just to make Gundui move out of the way a little bit. It looks like that Baka's mutas are going to be taking down a lot of these probes. A lot of them going down. This muta currently on 6 kills, this one on 3. And a lot of the Protoss probes going down. This will force Gundui to move out, absolutely. He doesn't want to have to deal with that. He doesn't have enough anti-air. Actually, he's got plenty of Marines, but he doesn't want to have to separate his army and feel like vulnerable. So now, while his focus is all in order, while he can compete, he's going to be moving here. Tons of Marauders. All the Voiders going to be getting charged up. Not enough anti-air. The Marauders need to focus down these Stalkers, and the Voiders will be able to clean up everything else. And it looks like that a majority of this Bioforce is being cut off by these force fields. So if the force fields do run out, Muta's coming back to try and defend, but this mass Bioforce will be able to take down and one-shot almost everything. The Void Ray is doing a ton of damage as well, and things are looking just so great for Gundui at the moment. Looks like that he's not really seizing his opportunity. There we go. Actually going to be taking control of those units once again. Muta's not really useful right now, the amount of Marines Gundui is currently fielding, as well as the backup from these Void Rays. And more reinforcements actually coming in here from the Art of War player. Going to be take down the probes. Looks like they're going to be main-arting and being a little bit careless with this probes right there. Art of War. Gundui going to be taking down both expansions at the moment. If we take a look at the army counting station, he is currently up at about 200 food compared to the 100 food of his opponents. More and more destruction and death follows, taking down the Protoss expansion right now. Muta's actually doing a good job of picking up any reinforcements, but with an army of this size at your doorstep, you need to feel something out quick, smart, and these Mutas are not going to be the answer, actually, particularly. Once again, the units, 28 Marines, 8 Void Rays, 1 Colossus, 40 Marauders, 1 Medevac, compared to like 6 Lynx, 10 Mutas, 4 Sentries, 5 Stalkers, 1 Immortal, and 1 Observer. Some half-assed force fields put down there, no Guardian Shield, able to clean that up extremely quickly, and here this will be game. Unbelievably, Gundui able to take down the teamwork players. Looks like that shared control is better than separate control, as we all do know, when it comes to micro, but the macro, really, to Gundui's credit, just able to keep up with both of these players, and it looks like that, you know what, staying in this game is gonna yield a benefit for him. Not really sure how he's gonna compete in the rest of the tournament when if lag does play an issue once again. I'm not sure if we would expect him to see him continue too far into the tournament just because of that issue. And you know what, he can't win 2-1 every single time. Of course, that would be pretty awesome. But Baka Inu going to be going for the counterattack with his Lings. Perhaps not. This Death Bolt going to be moving in here, trying to take down all of Baka's static defense. Baka throwing up some haphazard spine crawls at the last minute, trying to put up any sort of delaying defense, as all of his teammates' buildings have been eradicated. However, it looks like that Deathfang is going to be trying to rebuild here at the gold, not even having enough units to take down the rocks. And yeah, from here on out, this game's over. I know at the start I said the game was over, but really, Gundui just showing some extremely impressive play right there. Able to take down 2 opponents with 2 base. And, yeah, if we take a look at his vision right now, he can't see the last building. Oh, actually, his mutas from Baka Inu are going to be trying to clean up, but you know what? It's not going to do too much. I mean, even if it is a base trade, this thing is going to wreck building so much faster than his mutas are. especially if there's some cannons up here. We're going to be leaving a couple of units here behind, actually. He's got so many. And the probes here from Deathfang going to be going to the bottom left just to maybe build a building or something. And both players actually taking the gold, so they're going to be sharing this for the time being. Baka actually filling 450 minerals, so he can rebuild if he has to. Deathfang filling 388, so he can build a probe right now. He does actually have quite a few probes right here, about 7, so he can mine and, you know, rebuild his army very, very slowly. And the entire army actually forced to retreat and defend from the mutas. I'm really surprised that he didn't get any turrets at the moment, as he, you know what, he did see the mutas, but with that much macro going on, he's actually in mineral stocks. He's mined out at the Terran base. He's mined out at the Protoss base, not actually having any probes. This expansion has been wiped out. So this is the last mining base. He should be throwing down all the mules right now from this orbital command that he can, just to be safe. But it looks like he's just going to be going for the win, going to be trying to wipe out all these mutas. Only 4 left on the field from Baka. Let's take a look at the unit counter station. Yes, it is only 4. 5 links, 2 overlords. And it looks like that they're going to be mining here with the probes. Creep spread going to be limiting the amount of area that Deathfang can actually build in. I mean, the creep's going to be spreading over this power grid, which will force Death to build another pylon in order to build a gateway. So, bit of funny stuff there. And finally, all the Marauders are going to finally find the hidden base. They were going to be taking down these rocks, but instead they're going to be finishing the game for Heart of War Gunduli, taking down the hatchery, fighting off the broodlings, and taking down the Nexus. Don't allow any of those probes to escape, because it's really annoying to have to track them down. Marauders doing extremely well against the Nexus. Oh my god, another Nexus going down for Deathfang. But finally Baka, being the gentleman that he is, calls it. And that is good game. I don't think we're going to have any objections if I just leave this game right now. So nice little miracle play there from Gunduli, able to fight off the forces of Baka and Deathfang conjointly. And yeah, let's take a look and see if there is a next game. If there is a next game.
What's the blame? It's an argument, no one can win. 'Cause at best, we don't know. And it's wearing us thin. And we stare at the sun. But we never see anything there. Just a player has become all that we'll ever see.
Alright, looks like we're going to be having a little bit of a revisit between two teams that we have seen before. Infinite Revenant's team, along with Alternative's Aaron, placing against Alternative's Jim Diddy. Can't remember who his teammate was. It was a Proton. No, it was a Zerg. I can't remember. It was a Protoss, I want to say. And his name is escaping me at the moment. It is escaping me. I don't care. To the players. It's nice to be asked, but I actually don't mind. I think the tournament is held for players, and so the players should decide. Looks like we're just going to be waiting for the players. There may be a best of 3 between these two teams. Obviously, some nice highly ranked teams, as Jim Diddy is part of Team Alternative. I haven't really seen him play much, but he should be pretty damn good if he's part of Alternative. Just waiting for the teammates. And WV Maximus, that was his name for Jim Diddy. Awesome. He's the Terran player. ZT versus PZ. And honestly, I'm expecting Revenant and Aaron to steamroll them. But you know what? We just saw one guy beat 2 guys. So anyone friends with Aaron? I think I've got him because I'm a stalker. There you go. Ooh, I'm such a good stalker. Anyway, Ruins of Tarsonis is the map with the shared base. And we haven't really seen many fast games on it. That last game extending as long as it possibly could. Obviously, the engine game's able to end extremely quickly, but that last game, man, just really long. And at least it felt long, really. And now just waiting for Aaron to start before we can start. Thanks once again to Zergtastic and Baka Inu for making this tournament. Hosted on nc2c.com. Check out the website if you want to play on more tournaments. Bum bum bum. Okay, the players are debating if they want to have a best of 1 or a best of 3. And it looks like the consensus will be best of 3, so we will be sticking with them for at least 2 games. And Revenant telling off Aaron to stop watching GSL. Go. Zergtastic with the host privileges at the moment. Ooh. It is 10 o'clock. It is 10 o'clock. I'm just waiting for Maximus's OK, and there we do have the OK. There we go. I can put into lobby host. And I'm going to start the game. Starting in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's way too hot today, isn't it? It is way too hot. Runes of Tarsonis. So we're going to have both teams spawning at the top and both teams spawning at the bottom. One team spawning at the top, one team spawning at the bottom. Fully loaded, Revenant here on the top left-hand side. His teammate Alternatives Aaron on the top right. Expect to see Alt Jim Diddy here on the bottom right with his teammate WV Maximus. I'm not sure if WV is a team, but you know what? I want to find out now. I want to find out. And if you are on team, it might be too late to register, but we do have the Pinoy Star Team League starting out this league. Actually, it started tonight officially, but matches between teams aren't really going to be played until Saturday or Friday, I believe. Some of the teams are organizing to have it there. I should be able to stream a few of these matches. I know Benji's going to be taking the Mindski series on the weekend, I believe, on the Sunday. So we're having a really early scout here from Maximus, actually before the supply depot, so it looks like he's just going to be spotting for any cheese. He is the scouter between the two, and Aaron actually going to be the scouter for his own team, just going to be spotting any early cheese in case of any sort of 6 pool. You want to be ready for that. Or a 7 pool, just as good, just as good, if not better. And both teams very, very mannered. And really, you know what? Zerg on both teams, they're not going to be walling in very easily, and so neither team, well, at least Aaron's not going to be walling in. He's just going to be playing SimCity with his own base and probably creating walls around his own territory. The Zerg normally would play without walls anyway, so Revenant's going to be used to it. Alt Jim Diddy likewise, but Maximus actually going to be opting to probably wall off just because, you know what, that's what he's used to. That's what Terran's used to. And Revenant actually making a bold strategy, going to be going hatch first in a 2 versus 2. I played a game like this one time in 4s where someone played hatch first and we got absolutely steamrolled and the guy raged at me. I'm not sure why Jim Diddy going to be following suit with his own expansion. Not sure if this is blind at all. Yeah, it's absolutely blind expansion. However, it looks like that Revenant has spotted Jim Diddy, so could go in for some early pressure and pick it off. Some little bit of worker harass right here by the barracks. It looks like this probe is going to slip through the gap between the barracks, actually playing Ring Around the Rosie with the SCV for the time being. The first barracks does finish in time. Expect for a Marine to be queued out in no time. Actually waiting upon that old blue command. No, actually getting the Marine out right now. So, yeah, back at Iron Space, we do have the core finally going down. And actually a bunker being placed here at the expansion. Nice teamwork right here. Getting it up before the creep spreads out from the hatchery is critical, because then you can't get it up. So added some extra defense right here. It's always nice to have a little bit of help from your friends. And yeah, good timing. Looks like they are going to be finishing at approximately the right time, at the same time. This bunker alongside with the one spine crawler is going to be able to fend off quite a lot of pressure, especially from those links. What I'm really worried about here is this wall for the time being. Looks like he's going to be putting a supply depot right here and possibly getting an add-on. I'm not sure. Actually, it doesn't look big enough to have an add-on, but there's a gap right there. Need to hold command some sort of unit. I'd much rather to see Maximus put both of the supply depots next to each other right here, just because it's away from this gap. Overlords can't spot it in case its natural goes down. If the Overlord spots buildings here or units here, you can pick it up with the roaches. But I like seeing the supply depots together just because it's a wider gap to allow the army to flow through. If you have these tight gaps, it can be difficult to get your army out quickly, so you need to have it down here ready to go which basically throws away your high ground advantage. I mean, if you do have a high ground advantage, you're forced to defend. If you want to push out anytime, there is a moment where you do feel extremely vulnerable. Some Zerglings coming up here from Revenant going to be poking in, spotting this 2 racks and what kind of walls that Maximus is currently fielding, which could be quite susceptible to banelings with all the supply depots and whatnot. Bunker here on the low side. And looks like the Zerglings are going to be trying to take down one drone. They will not be successful. One Zergling going down. Actually being extremely persistent with these 2 Zerglings. Going to lose them all to Jim DD's Queen. This one drone just survives on 3 HP, able to recover in time. At the same time, Revenant, with his expansions, just getting up right now, putting down 2 Spine Balls, feeling a little bit vulnerable at the moment. Let's take a look at the unit counting station. We do see that Revenant just went up to